Hi, my name is Beatrice Mending, and I'm a professor at the Department of International Politics at Aberystwyth. I've been working on 3 CIDRA projects in Colombia in collaboration with Beatriz Arias Lopez, who is a professor of community mental health at the University of Antioquia in Medellin, and with colleagues of the civil society group Peasant Association of Antioquia. In all 3 projects, we were interested in how people in rural Colombia mend the social fabric in their communities after the peace agreement between Colombia's government and the guerrilla group FARC, or Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, in 2016. We wanted to know how people live on and live together after decades of violent conflict that has caused many deaths and forced displacements. And we also wanted to make a small contribution to that process of mending and reconciliation. Our CIDRA Agility project was called Unstitching Gazes, Stitching Peace in Colombia, and followed on from a 2-year Newton Fund project about the reincorporation of FARC guerrilla fighters into civilian society. In that project, we explored how subjectivities or sense of self and rural community relations have been developing in the peace process, and we did so, among other methods, through storytelling and textile making. Now, with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, we were not able to run all the exhibitions we had originally planned, so the Agility Grant helped us to turn the textile stories of our participants into an illustrated book, which we have distributed for free and which is also available digitally on our project website, with the aim to incentivize dialogue about the peace process and its challenges among Colombian society as well as abroad. Our second project is a CIDRA Seed Grant project called Practices of Care and Empowerment of Peasant Women in Rural Areas of the Department of Antioquia, which is still ongoing. It looks at the same questions of living on and living together after violent conflict, but starts from the perspective of rural women in 4 communities which have been victims of violent conflict. One dynamic that is quite visible in all these communities is the central but often unacknowledged role women play in mending the social fabric. Our project aimed to strengthen further the organizational capacity of rural women to participate in their communities' livelihood processes, and we've explored to this end kind of local practices and knowledges around agriculture, food preparation and medicinal plants, and we will, in the months remaining in this project, incentivize the exchange between women from different communities to share and enhance those practices and to weave new networks of local support. The project is based on participatory action research. That is, the women researchers are members of the communities they research, and the problems they focus are derived from local group processes. There have been 2 major themes that have emerged from this research so far. First, the process has promoted generational exchange and an important participation of children and young people in both the research activities and the conversations that have arisen from them, which is really something new that we hadn't experienced like this before. And second, this kind of exchange has also given rise to new views on femininities and masculinities, which question naturalized ways of being and living in rural areas. And again, this is something new. We think that taken together, these observations may indicate a slow but important transformation of how people weave the social fabric in Colombia's rural areas after the end of the conflict with the FARC. Our third project, finally, is a CIDRA Emergency Fund project titled Food Sovereignty in Times of COVID-19. The coronavirus pandemic and the national travel restrictions and health measures caused by it have highlighted challenges to food sovereignty in Colombia's remote rural areas, which were also the areas which saw most of the violent conflict. This project has drawn on peasants' experiential knowledges to inform the development of a digital application or a phone app that will strengthen and future-proof food sovereignty among families and production collectives in 4 communities of the Department of Antioquia, and can be expanded to benefit more regions in Colombia as well. The objective is to help peasants to overcome the negative effects of COVID-19, but also to sustain their post-conflict livelihood recovery more generally, and to help prevent future food crises, be they due to health emergencies or armed conflict, by digitally strengthening self-care and solidarity support networks in this region. Yep, it's in its final development stage and will go live in due course, fingers crossed. We would like to close by thanking the Centre for International Development Research at Aberystwyth, CIDRA, the Global Challenges Research Fund, and the Higher Education Funding Council for Wales very much for supporting these projects. On behalf of my colleagues, muchas gracias, and Diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much.